Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with gym rats basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the Edge program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses the long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball, so I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me, so I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going, and so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels, we did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
always been here, you know, and they're getting better. You know, I'm watching, you know, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, you know, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Our football team haven't won a sectional title in 32 years.
There's no team better than us if we just do our job.
You know, nobody really want to lose no more.
All you want is greatness. You want me 1, 2, 3?
This is the game that's been on my calendar all year.
We gonna need you. Staying disciplined.
We a whole different Northside team.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Welcome to Snider Sports. Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with gym rats basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the Edge program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me, so I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going, and so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, SummitCitySports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Spooler Stadium. Tonight, it plays host to the Snider Panthers as they will play host to the Bishop Luers Knights. I'm Thad Goff. Kanan Bodley is on the camera tonight. Snider comes into this game with a record of 7-1. They are second place in the SAC. Now, the team that they're behind is Carroll, who not only beat Snider earlier this season, but is also undefeated going into this week. So it's going to be Carroll who gets that #1 seed in the conference when the season is all said and done. This is the final week of the regular season, but Snider has put together a heck of a season this year. 7-1 on the year. Another winning season. They're used to that, but they're also used to contending for championships here at Snider, and they still certainly have a chance to do that. They'll get a first-round bye before sectionals start. And then next week, we do know who Snider will play for the first round of sectionals. That'll be the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Snider shut out Bishop Dwenger last week, 28-0 over at Shields Field. A big road win for the Panthers. And the Panthers have been doing it, when you look at their offense for most of the season, they've been doing it on the ground, and that's pretty typical for the Snider Panthers. Uriah Buchanan, a junior, is the leader in rushing yards this season, total rushing yards, that is. He's got 513 yards. Langston Level, though, is leading them in yards per game and yards per carry. He's got 67.6 yards per game and 8.2 yards per carry on the season. You can imagine that both of those guys will get more than their share of touches. But DeJour Johnson and Dial Capone Veazey are also some capable backups. They've each had over 100 yards this season. They've each carried for over 5 yards per carry this season. So Johnson and Vesey are certainly some capable backups. You don't lose a whole lot even when Buchanan and Level are not in the lineup. Another thing that Snider is certainly well known for is the defense. In the last 3 games, the Panthers have given up a combined 7 points. The only team they've given up points to in the last 3 weeks was Wayne. They gave up 7 points in that one. Other than that, they gave up 21 points to Homestead the week before, and that was still a win, 49-21. That's after back-to-back shutouts. The Panthers have shut out 4 opponents this season. That's a testament to what they do on defense and what they do so well on defense. We'll talk a little bit more about this Bishop Luers team in just a moment. You are watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Number 1, Nick Thompson.
Snider taking on Bishop Luers here at Spooler Stadium, and Luers, one of the strengths of their team is the passing game, particularly when you think about the fact that quarterback Charlie Stansky has thrown for 1,573 yards this season. He's averaged 196 yards per game. His top receiver has been Nick Thompson, 707 yards this season in 8 games played so far. He averages over 88 yards per game. So the passing game will likely be a huge strength for the Knights. Thompson is one of their captains, by the way. And coming into this game, head coach Kyle Lindsay had plenty of high praise for Nick Thompson. He's a captain on offense, and I believe also on defense. He plays defensive back as well for Bishop Luers. Now, Bishop Luers, it's been a difficult season for them, at least by their standards, and especially compared to last year, when the Knights shared a conference title with Snider and Carroll. This year, however, Luers is 4-4. They got a chance to finish the regular season over 500. They'll have to win today to do that. They're coming off a road win to Southside. Luers is 4-0 on the road. They are 0-4 at home. They've had a lot of tough contests at home against the likes of Carroll, Homestead, Northside, and Dwenger. Those are the teams that the Knights have played at home so far this year, and that's a tough go of it, especially that Carroll team that I mentioned is going to win the SAC this year. They're 8-0 already. The only team that's close enough to catch them is Snider, and even so, Carroll beat Snider, so they get the tiebreaker. But again, Luers with a chance to go to 5-4 for the regular season. If they win tonight, they would secure a plus 500 finish for the regular season. And, of course, they'll play Prairie Heights next week for the first round of sectionals in Class 2A. Luers likely going to have a home game for that one by the looks of things. That's part of Sectional 35. When we come back, we will get in a few words from some of our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do. You're watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
I came into PSM my freshman year after volleyball. Just coming here just really improved mentally and physically. I brought in my strengths. I came in and I learned how to grow as an athlete. I mean, I've gotten stronger, sprint faster, get up higher. My jump has elevated. Working with Tyler, he built up my endurance for everything, whether it's in weights, sprints. All across the board, we just keep working, and I have athlete development at Warsaw High School that I go to, and so I send him my thing every day, and he changes what we do in here to adapt to what we do there. High school volleyball, when you can go up to 5 sets, being able to just outwork everybody and still being able to put in that 100% was huge for me. PSM performance definitely helped me mentally. I know I can beat out people, I know I can work for what I have, and I know I can even go to the next level on the court. Looking at college, I can put on it, I'm training at a college level. I mean, I come in here and I watch college athletes train. You have hockey players, soccer, you look around and you see every type you can. Just being able to see that level, and I know that I can reach that level as well. You gotta work to be the best, and that was just what I wanted to do. I knew that from a young age. I wanted to put in the work.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
We're back here at Spooler Stadium. We're on the campus of Northrop High School, but this is a stadium that plays host to both Northrop football and Snider football. And right now, the Knights of Bishop Luers have entered from the visiting tunnel. The Snider Panthers are about to enter from the home tunnel, run through the banner on their way out. Right now, we'll go ahead and get in a few words from our sponsors that allow us to do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish. Kelly Automotive Group, visit Kelly Automotive Group's brand new auto mall off I-69 at Illinois Road. We'll pause this for a moment as the Panthers have come out onto the field. And by the way, you'll see the color pink around the stadium tonight, because it's a pink theme night here for Snider's final game of the regular season. I believe this is senior night. There are a ton of banners outside the stadium recognizing the senior athletes, and we'll touch on some of those seniors as we go on. Visit Kelly Automotive Group's brand new auto mall off I-69 at Illinois Road, conveniently located on Grand National Drive next to Menards. See the 7 new facilities all at one location, and remember to visit drivekelly.com. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services such as brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business, a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. Are you ready to do what it takes to put your past behind you? Whether it's expunging your criminal record or getting your driver's license reinstated, Jolie Law Firm is your answer. Well, we're going to have the coin toss, and we'll come back after this break to let you know what transpired on the coin toss.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Dealing with joint pains, sprains, strains, or back pain? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, Ortho Express has specialized orthopedic physicians on staff when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more.
Well, the Panthers won the coin toss, and they have elected to receive. So Roel Pineda is going to set to kick it off for Luers. One of the men back to return is Kamari Juarez. A little further up is Kedrell Billingsley. Juarez, you'll likely see a lot of him in the passing game as well, as Pineda gets it off, and we are underway. A deep kick fielded in the end zone, and it will not be brought out. A touchback on the kickoff to Juarez, and Snider will start from their own 20. Luke Hoppert is the starting quarterback. Now, he came into this game talking about the running backs for Snider, although Hoppert is a senior quarterback. He's been in this offense as a starter for about 2.5 years. If I'm not mistaken, he was the first ever sophomore to start at quarterback for Snider. He's had a pretty good season as well. He's averaging over 100 yards passing per game. Of course, he's also got some very solid running backs to lean on. He'll fake it here and look to throw on first down. Hoppert with a one-on-one matchup, and that ball is caught. Down the sideline and into the end zone for the touchdown. Kamari Juarez on the deep shot. And Snider is up 6-0. On the first play from scrimmage, it's a passing attack touchdown as Hoppert connects with Juarez, who is the leading receiver on the season for Snider this year. They elected to receive and score on the first play of the game, just 12 seconds in. Nick Talamontes, who you'll also see on defense, is going to kick it for Snider. And, of course, he certainly has great memories of his opener against Northside last year where he kicked the game-winning field goal. He didn't have to kick the game-winning field goal, at least not at the last second this year when Snider played Northside. They held on for the victory in that one, won it by 2. Currently, Snider sits at second place while Northside sits at third.
Snapping number 17, Amari Moore.
They get the snap down, and Talamontes puts it through. And Snider's got an early 7-0 lead. We will be right back in just a moment. You are watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really –
Snider up 7-0 as Luke Hoppert connects with Kamari Juarez from 80 yards out on the first play from scrimmage. Now we know that Luers has a plenty capable passing game. Charlie Stansky, a very talented quarterback. And Luers is going to get their first possession of the game in just a moment on this kickoff by Talamontes.
Set East return number 14, T.J. Smith. Number 1, Nick Thompson. And number 3, Gio Jimenez.
And we got a penalty called, and this ball's going to be moved up to the 45-yard line. There was I believe, a pass interference call, or roughing the passer call, I beg your pardon, at the end of that last touchdown play. So I think that's why they're moving the ball forward. And it's a good long kick. That one's going to go through the end zone. No chance of a return. So now we will get our first look at the game at Charlie Stansky. He is a senior, first-year starter, taking over for Carson Clark, who was the leading passer in the SAC a year ago.
Kicking off for the Panthers is number 94, Ron Pong. First and 10 Knights from their own 20-yard line.
Again, Nick Thompson is a player that Stansky has looked to quite often this season. He's quick. He can make plays in one-on-one matchups. And speaking of one-on-one matchups, he's going to be matched up with Demarie Stevens here on 1st and 10. And Stansky will look to throw on the first play right down the seam, and he's got his man. A first down strike to Wes Javens.
Stansky to number 88. Javens.
And Javens takes it out to the 42-yard line. It may not have been a touchdown, but Stansky found a man right down the seam for a big play on first down. Fake the handoff, and they go with the slant. That's complete to Thompson, and Thompson is close to the sticks. He looks to have enough for a first down, and he does. Demarie Stevens makes the tackle for Snider. We'll see if that ends up being the matchup for the rest of the night. But Luers moving the ball very well. They're already in Snider territory at the 48-yard line. Running back is R.J. Hogue, and Luers has some capable runners. Hogue is one of them, but he's not going anywhere here.
Number 8, Hogue, the ball carrier.
Max Malone in on the tackle for Snider. Also in on that tackle, Adam Blakey, the sophomore linebacker.
Assisted by number 41, Max Malone. Second down, 13, Knights.
That's going to bring up second down and long. Second and 13, they mark the ball at the 49-yard line. Luers took only 2 plays to get into Snider territory. Of course, Snider's offense took just 1 play to get on the board. Pressure on Stansky. He gets it away, complete to Thompson, and Thompson is wrestled down by Demarie Stevens out at the 44-yard line. But that does make it a more manageable third down situation. That's going to make it 3rd and 6.
Gain is 6, third down, 7, Knights.
I believe that's DeMarcus Barr lining up to the slot next to Thompson. That's Thompson's second catch of the game so far, and he'll likely get a number of targets as Stansky looks to throw. Was hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. That's Max Malone who brought the pressure, and it's 4th down.
Resting the quarterback was number 41, Max Malone.
Onto the field for Snider comes Will Kelso. And it looks like the Knights are going to go for it on 4th and 6. Now, the downside is if you don't get this, Snider's going to have the ball in great starting field position. But Snider's already shown some quick strike capability. Luke Hopper with that 80-yard touchdown pass. Pressure comes. Stansky fires downfield. Intercepted! Picked off by Brandon Logan. The sophomore defensive back makes the play. Now, The downside is the field position's not quite as good as it would have been as a turnover on downs, but Logan makes a great play in the defensive backfield. And Logan, he's a three-sport athlete here at Snider. I had a game that Snider played against Blackhawk Christian during basketball season. I believe Logan made 3 threes in that game. He was a center fielder in baseball and got off to a somewhat shaky start as far as hitting was concerned, but finished the season as the team's leader in batting average. He was also a very solid center fielder. This is Langston Level bouncing off of tackles. He's got a first down out to the 25.
Number 9, Langston Level, the ball carrier.
Speaking of baseball, Level plays that sport as well. A couple of years ago, Level was one of the top power hitters that Snider had. But he's the leading rusher as far as yards per game and yards per carry go. I formation for the Panthers. And it's a straight handoff to Dialcapone Veazey. And he's got about 3 on the carry.
36, Veazey, the ball carrier.
Veazey lining up there as the fullback. They'll mark the ball at the 27-yard line.
8, Panthers. Last tackle by number 5, Alan Yolis.
And this time Veazey's going to remain the lone setback behind Hoppert in the pistol. Hoppert to the sideline, complete. Kedrell Billingsley makes the catch. He's short of the first down, out to the 31-yard line. That was Jackson McCullough who made the tackle for Luers, and a third down situation coming up. Well, Luers just faced their first third down situation on offense last time they had the ball. Now Snider's going to face their first. They scored on a one-play drive last time they had the football. And Langston Level is back in there. Looks like we might get a power eye set again. Kamari Juarez appears to be the lone receiver. He's at the bottom of your screen. Hoppert fakes it. Fires to the sideline. Got his man. Complete to Lincoln Firks inside the 35-yard line. And the tight end gets free for a big gainer. And the Panthers convert on third down and get it to the 35. Well, Luke Hoppert, efficient in the passing game so far. I believe that's Level lined up behind him in the pistol. And it's Hoppert keeping it, and he's dropped for a loss. The tackle made by Quentin Roach. That's the first negative play that Luers has been able to force so far. Into the ballgame comes Kieron Billingsley. We've seen Kedrell make a catch earlier, and Kieron's played, has played a little bit of quarterback as well. He's listed at that position, but he's going to line up at receiver this time. He's also listed there. Kieron is a junior, could very well be the starting quarterback next year. Quick hitter for Hoppert, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Firks, his tight end, out in the flat. This drive started on an interception by Brandon Logan. I believe that's his third pick of the season. His first came in week 1 against Northside. This will be 3rd and 11. Panthers just converted on 3rd and 2. Obviously the distance much longer here. They fake the handoff. Hoppert looks to throw right down the middle. Got his man complete, and it's Billingsley with a first down to about the 15-yard line.
Hoppert to number 12.
Kieron Billingsley, the 5'9 junior, gets the Panthers into the red zone. They're going to mark that at the 17-yard line. Into the game comes Uriah Buchanan. He leads the Panthers in total yards this season, and he's a junior who's, I believe, started a few games as well. highly touted coming into the season. And, of course, replacing Tyrese Brown is never easy. He was, I believe, the SAC's leading rusher last year. That's Buchanan getting his first carry of the game. It goes for no gain. A series of tacklers, including Quentin Roach and Mickey Daring, combined to make that stop.
Javens, assisted by number 23, Daring, on the tackle. Joe Gay on the play, second down and 10, Panthers.
Buchanan out there again, and I believe that's Billingsley lined up. Nope, that's Hoppard lined up under center. It's an I formation play, power I formation. And the handoff will go to Buchanan, and he hits the hole quick. Pounds his way down to the 9. That's an 8-yard gain.
Number 20, Buchanan, the ball carrier.
Second time's a charm. It's not a first down, but it's a good gain. They'll actually call it a 7-yard gain. The ball's spotted at the 10.
Gain and 7, third down and 3, Panthers.
Well, the Panthers have been solid on third down so far. They've got another one coming up here. Hoppert has a pass out to the sideline. That's complete. Juarez cuts it upfield. He's in. Touchdown. Second TD hookup from Hoppert to Juarez tonight. And Snider's got the early 13-0 lead. They went 3 for 3 on third down on that drive. And it was Hoppert getting it done in the passing game on all 3 third down plays. And a tip of the cap to Uriah Buchanan, who had that 7-yard run to set up 3rd and 3. Nick Talamontes on to kick the field goal. Extra point, I beg your pardon. Snap appeared to be bobbled at first, but the kick is good. And Talamontes is now 2 for 2, and Snider's got a 14-0 lead over Luers. A quick start for the Panthers. We are back in just a moment here on this broadcast of high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it
Needs to be turned. Number 14, TJ Smith. Number 1, Nick Thompson. And number 8, RJ Hogue.
Snider with a 14-0 lead as Kamari Juarez has 2 touchdown catches in 2 drives already. On the return, I believe that's McCullough, and McCullough able to work his way across the 30-yard line, drags a pile with him out to the 35.
Number 1, Thompson returns the kickoff.
Beg your pardon, it's Nick Thompson who returns it.
35-yard line. Correct, the 36-yard line.
Mark the ball at the 36, and that's where the Knights will start their second drive of the game. Charlie Stansky completed, I believe it was his first 3 passes, but the drive ended on an interception by Brandon Logan. Stansky to throw to the sideline. That's complete. The catch made, I believe, by Isaac Zay. And Zay is out across the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at, looks like, the 43. Jason Pierre-Louis with a tackle. He's one of those seniors. Defensive back wears number 10. The number of seniors on this Snider defense, and it's not uncommon for the senior leadership to be solid for the Panthers. That's going to be a false start against Luers.
Flag on the play.
I believe that was Zach Wall who moved for the Knights.
Illegal procedure against the Knights. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
They'll mark it back to the 38-yard line. 2nd and 8. To the ground they go with R.J. Hogue off the left side, and Panthers close in on him, but it's a good gain on second down. Will make it a more manageable third down situation. I believe, by the way, that was Jamarion Colabody who was defending Nick Thompson.
By number 41, Mac Malone.
It's going to be 3rd down and 3. Luers with only their second 3rd down attempt of the game so far. Were unable to convert the last time. Stansky to throw. He's got time. Fires it down the sideline. Has a man open. It is caught. Isaac Zay inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line.
Number 6, Zay from Stansky. Big game of play. Halfway by number 10, Jason Pierre Lewis.
And this time Luers has a first down on a 3rd down play. And they've moved the ball into the red zone. And they go quick here. Mickey Daring getting the handoff, finds some room, and then gets smacked at about the 10, maybe the 11-yard line.
23, Daring, the ball carrier.
Sounds like it was Zion Green. Check that. Landon Fry called as the one who made the tackle. He's a sophomore. And he's also a 3-sport athlete. Was one of the top hitters on the baseball team this year for Snider. A straight handoff. Snider's all over that one. And that's Zion Green, who's one of the tacklers in on that play. Will Kelso also in there. Watched a little bit of footage of Zion Green at some of the camps that Snider was a part of, and one thing that stood out about Zion Green, this will tell you why he plays linebacker, he's got a nose for the football. He can find the football, and he can get to it quick and stop a ball carrier. 2 in the backfield for Luers on 3rd, and looks like 7. Stansky to throw to the sideline, has a man, and it is pulled in. Touchdown. Isaac Zay goes up to grab it, and Luers is on the board. Snider scores on its first 2 drives of the game. Luers able to answer as Charlie Stansky found some openings in that passing game. And it's 14-6. Roel Pineda on to kick the extra point. Max Robinson will hold it for the Knights. Knight is late getting onto the field. Got a minute 44 left on the clock here at Spooler Stadium. Good snap. The kick is good. And it is an early 14-7 lead. Luers cutting into the deficit as Charlie Stansky has been able to find some openings in that Snider defense that has not given up a point since 3 weeks ago against Wayne. That was a road game for Snider, but Luers is on the board, and we know that they can shred any opposing defense in the passing game. Well, we'll go ahead and take a look at some of our replays that we've had so far. This was the first play from scrimmage, and Luke Hopper wasted no time off the play-action pass. That's a quick release, and Kamari Juarez makes the catch in the one-on-one matchup, and then he does the rest. Takes it 80 yards for the opening score. That gave Snider an early 7-0 lead, and then after a 4th down interception, Hoppered another quick hitter to Juarez, this time on a short route, and Juarez with a couple of stutter steps gets in for the touchdown. And we'll show you how Luers answered after this kickoff is returned. A minute 44 left to play here at Spooler. Brandon Logan, one of the deep men for Snider. He had the interception that we were just talking about. And again, we'll show you in just a moment how Luers was able to get on the board. Deep kickoff, Juarez. We'll just let it go. But here is the touchdown just a moment ago. Charlie Stansky getting his first touchdown pass of the game, and you'll get a look at it here on our Traction AP replay. Zay beats his man to the corner and gets the touchdown. I think that was Demarie Stevens who was covering him. No, check that. It was Jason Pierre Lewis, but Zay is able to beat him for the touchdown. Hopper out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap, throw the screen, and it's too high. Intended for Jordan Lee, the senior wide receiver. Now Lee's just 6 foot flat. He would have had to have been 6'6" to make that catch, I would think. To the ground they go, and that's VZ. Check that, it's Buchanan bursting into the open field, and he gets a first down. Beg your pardon, DeJour Johnson to number 27. And that's Johnson getting his first carry of the game. He's a senior, listed as a wide receiver, but lining up as a running back for a good chunk of the season, not just on that play. A direct snap. Kieran Billingsley battling for extra yards, and he's got the first down. Kieran Billingsley keeps the feet going and moves the chains, or so it appears. Maybe not. They're going to spot it a half a yard short. I tell you what, Billingsley just fought for that first down. I thought he got it. The officials say no. They spotted a yard short. I believe that's Billingsley's first carry of the game. He looks to throw here from under center. Billingsley rolling out, throws on the run, and throws it away.
That pass is incomplete. Pressuring the quarterback, number 1.
Nick Thompson, and on the corner blitz, got the pressure.
Final play of the first quarter.
That brings the first quarter to an end. It is 14-7. It's got the makings of a high-scoring game. The passing game has been efficient on both sides, and Luers looking for some momentum. They'll need to get a stop first. Back for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support us.
We begin the second quarter with Snider facing a 3rd down and 1. Kieran Billingsley still on the field, and Snider's going to have to take a timeout. I think there was some question as to was the right personnel on the field for Snider. Well, Kieran rather, had converted or came close to converting a first down on the first play, or rather just 2 plays ago. It was not the first play from scrimmage on this drive. It was the first play of the set of downs. He remains in there at quarterback, and Billingsley has gotten a number of snaps at quarterback this season. We'll see if he remains in there. It's a 3rd and 1. He was lined up in the shotgun on that last play. either to take a direct snap and run with it or hand it off to Langston Level. And Level is going to go back out there, likely line up as the back here on 3rd and 1. And Keydrell remains out there. Keyron remains out there at quarterback. Keydrell is out there as a slot receiver. Keydrell battled with Langston Level and Tyrese Brown 2 years ago, the starting running back job. Brown, of course, became the starter, and it was last year when he went on to, I believe, lead the SAC in rushing yards. He was certainly the Panthers' leader in rushing yards, had over 1,000 on the season. 3rd and 1. Level gets the call, and a lane opens up for him. Level takes it across the 40-yard line. Another 3rd down conversion for the Panthers, that time on 3rd and 1. And they move the ball inside the 40-yard line. Zamarion Jackson was one of the tacklers in there for Bishop Luers. And the Panthers line up at the 39-yard line. Hand off to Level, fighting for extra yardage. Flag is down.
Number 9, Level, the ball carrier. Gain of 2, flag on the play.
Billingsley remains in there at quarterback and will await the penalty call. As it stands, it's a 2-yard gain. Quentin Roach with a tackle, and that's going to be on Snider. Looked like a hold was called.
Holding against the Panthers, that'll be a 10-yard penalty. Foul.
We know that Snider will be playing Bishop Dwenger in 2 weeks after a first-round bye for their first sectional game. Luers will play Prairie Heights next week for their first sectional playoff game. They fake the handoff. Billingsley looks to throw, dances away from the pressure, throws to the sideline, and that is incomplete. It was broken up by Nick Thompson. He was looking for Keydrell Billingsley. 2nd and 21 coming up. A sideline warning has been announced against Bishop Luers. We were wondering what the stoppage was for, and we just got the explanation. This is Keyron Billingsley's first series on offense. With this being the last game of the regular season, it's possible that those first 2 drives, where Luke Hoppert finished those drives with touchdown passes, may be his final drives of the game. We'll have to wait and see on that one. It's Level on the carry, finds a big hole. Level dancing to the outside, across the 30, and it looks like he's got the first down. He needed 21, looks like he got 22. Langston Level with a big-time run. Make that a 21-yard gain. They will mark it at the 29-yard line, just beyond it actually, but that is just enough for a first down as Al Capone Veazey comes into the game for Snider. We'll see where he lines up, whether it's as a fullback or a tailback. Looks like he'll be a fullback in front of Level. Jordan Lee and Kamari Juarez are the 2 receivers, kind of a traditional 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, power eye set. And it's Level who gets the carry. Looking for room, and he's going to be pushed back, slammed down from the 25-yard line. I think it was Zamarion Jackson who made the tackle for Luers. They marked the ball at the 25-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain on that first down run. This drive started, or should say continued, after Level carried on a 3rd and 1 and picked up about 7 yards to move the chains. He just picked up all 21 yards on a 2nd down and 21. They're going to fake it to him here. Billingsley on the rollout, throws complete to Lincoln Firks. Down to about the 12-yard line, and that's plenty for the first down.
Tackle made by number 7.
That's Ferks' second catch of the game. Jackson McCullough with the tackle, and Snider has moved the ball into the red zone. Lee and Juarez, the lone receivers. Level and Veazey are the backs, and it's Level who gets the call here. Turns it upfield. I thought I saw a flag come in. Level still fighting. Gets down to about the 5, maybe the 4, but we'll check on the penalty. There is a flag resting at the 10-yard line. Sounds like it is on Snider. It is. It's a hold against the Panthers. That's the second call of that variety that the Panthers have had tonight. Move the ball back to the 20. It's going to be first down and 18 by the looks of things. Panthers need to reach the 2-yard line for a first down. They had a 2nd and 21 earlier on this drive, and here's Level who carried it on that play, but he won't get nearly as much this time. He picks up 4. Tackle was made by Nick Thompson.
Second down, 14 Panthers.
Just a moment, we'll be checking on some of these scores around the SAC and Northeast State that we are bringing to you here on SummitCitySports.com. Carroll is the only undefeated team in the SAC, and looks like they are trailing right now. That score is 8-7 against Wayne. Billingsley, the handoff to Level. Level trying to bounce it outside, and he's tripped up. He was hog-tied by number 5, Colin Jolis. Able to get down, looks like to the original line of scrimmage. This has been a time-consuming drive for the Panthers. This drive started late in the first quarter, but here in the second quarter, there's now 7:26 to go, so they've eaten quite a bit of time off the clock. But 3rd down and 8 coming up for Snider. Good news about this drive for Snider is they've given their defense a chance to rest. As Billingsley throws a little floater out to Lincoln Ferks, and he's wrestled down out of bounds. That appeared to be a 3-yard gain. They're going to mark the ball at the 10-yard line. It's 4th and 8, and looks like the Panthers are going to bring out the kicking team. Nick Talamontes is coming out there and setting up at about the 17-yard line. This will be a 27-yard field goal attempt. Trevor Jarvis, the sophomore receiver, is doing the holding for Snider. They get the snap down, and the kick is good. Nick Talamontes puts it through that right upright, and Snider's got a 17-7 lead.
27-yard field goal by number 22.
And by the way, we do have Wayne leading 8-7 over Carroll, and the Generals have the ball. That'll be a game worth keeping an eye on as that one goes on. Another score to update you on is Columbia City versus Norwell. Norwell is leading that one 14-3, and winner of that game, if I'm not mistaken, wins the Northeast State Conference. One thing we know about Northside is they've already locked up a winning season for the regular season. They're playing Concordia tonight. We'll get you an update on that score as soon as we get a chance. Looks like they're in a commercial break right now. Talamontes with a 27-yard field goal just a moment ago.
Picking up, number 94, Long Tong. Set deep return, number 1, Thompson. Number 3, Jimenez. And number Number 14, Smith.
Get you an update on that Concordia Northside score in just a moment, but first the kickoff. Nick Thompson's back to return. I believe that is R.J. Hogue on the return, who takes it out of bounds. Beg your pardon, it's Gio Jimenez. Gio Jimenez, who also serves as a running back for Bishop Luers. Northside has the lead over Concordia, 21-7, and they are driving to add to that lead as we speak. Looks like they got the ball at the 25-yard line. Luers has the ball at their own 19-yard line, and Snider took a lot of time off the clock on that last drive, but Luers has moved the ball incredibly well. Charlie Stansky, I believe, has only one pass that did not go for completion. That, however, was an interception by Brandon Logan. Otherwise, he's been incredibly efficient. And you want to judge how good a quarterback is? Well, Stansky, he gets the ball out quick and he finds the open man. He's got that going for him. Zay goes in motion here on first down, and Stansky will throw in his direction. He's got the completion, and Zay surging forward for extra yardage. It'll be a short gain. I think Brandon Logan and Austin Ganaway were in on that tackle. Check that. Dante Sanders in on the tackle. It's a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. Northside, by the way, looks like they've just scored. So that score is indeed going to be updated, and that pass is incomplete. As Stansky was trying to connect with Cadell Wallace on that last play. It's 3rd and 7. Knights, I believe, are 1 for 1 on third down so far. .6:05 left to play. Now, if Luers was able to score on this possession and get a stop on Snider's next possession, they can either take the lead here at the end of the first half, and they've got a chance to do that. Gio Jimenez with a first down run. They can either take the lead at the end of the first half or take the lead on the first drive of the second half. Remember, Luers gets the ball to start the second half. Snider won the toss and elected to receive. Gio Jimenez picking up the first down on that carry there. Luers certainly very much in this game. And you can add a running game to the efficient passing that we've seen. Luers could be a legitimate threat the rest of the night. Pressure shown as Anthony Hernandez was stepping up towards the line. Rolling to the right is Stansky. Stansky will look to run. He'll take off. Pursued to the sideline by Max Malone. Malone's able to force him out of bounds for a gain of just a yard. And it'll be 2nd down and long. Only 1 interception and 1 incompletion. Those have been the negatives for Stansky. Other than that, he's been efficient. He's found the open man and has a touchdown pass in this game. Lining up to the near side of receiver is Max Robinson. I believe that's Jimenez in the backfield. Check that, it's Hogue. He'll take the handoff off the right side. Surging for extra yards. He's up to about the 38, maybe the 39. And it's a manageable 3rd down coming up for Luers.
Number 8, Hogue, the ball carrier.
Luers just converted on 3rd and 7, using the running game on 3rd and long and having it work to perfection. This looks like 3rd and 4, and that's exactly what it is. Most of Luers' toughest tests have been at home. This is their toughest road test thus far. They've moved the ball efficiently, so they've certainly stood the test in that regard, and a timeout is taken by Luers. In all likelihood, Kyle Lindsay wanting to discuss the next play option. Northside's lead is 27-7. Looks like they did not get the extra point. against Concordia. Also, we do have some women's hockey going on. You may know that Summit City Sports broadcasts Indiana Tech women's hockey, and looks like they're in a break right now. We'll get you an update as soon as that game gets out of break and we can give you a score. But here it's Snider leading 17-3. Panthers have scored on all their possessions. Luers' first possession ended in an interception. However, Charlie Stansky has done a good job finding the open man. He's completed most of his passes. He's completed all but 2 of his passes. And has a touchdown pass to Isaac Zay. He had the tall task of replacing Carson Clark, who was the leading passer in the SAC a year ago, coming into this year, but Stansky has played very effectively. He's wearing the number that a certain underdog once wore who played for the Rams, that being Kurt Warner. They just made a movie about him last year. If you didn't know it, that movie is called American Underdog. Stansky, pressure up the middle. He gets out of the pocket, floats it to the sideline, and throws it away. The pressure collapses on Stansky, and he's forced to leave the pocket. And in that case, it's going to lead to 4th down. Of course, number 13, you may remember, is also the number worn by Hall of Famer Dan Marino, who once was the NFL's all-time leading passer. Now, who would you rather have your number be based on, Marino or Warner? Marino's number 13, of course, was retired, and he once was the NFL's all-time leader in passing yards before Brett Favre broke the record, but he never won a Super Bowl. Fair catch signaled and made by Kedrell Billingsley. Kurt Warner, by the way, he did win a Super Bowl in 1999. Snider will get some decent field position to start this drive. They have 2 timeouts remaining, and there's 3:36 left on the clock. And remember, Luers gets the ball to start the second half. And if they can get a stop on this drive, one score in the second half could very well put them right back in this game. Luke Hoppert is back out there at quarterback, so the drive that ended in his second touchdown pass to Kamari Juarez will not be his final drive of the game. Hoppert to throw. Quick release to Juarez. Juarez, a couple of stutter steps, and he's able to get 1 extra yard out of that, a grand total of 4 on the play. Juarez has 2 touchdown catches from Hoppert in this game. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. DeJour Johnson is the running back. Juarez went to the right and now motions to the left. Johnson gets the call off the right side, picks his way, and he's close to the 1st down. And it looks like he's got it, and he does. DeJour Johnson with, I believe, his 2nd carry of the game. The backups at the running back position for Snider are no slouches.
Marion Jackson. He picks up enough on that last play for a Panther 1st down. 1st and 10 Panthers.
Clock now starts as they have reset the chains. We've got 2:45 to play. The Panthers do have 2 timeouts remaining. Looks like Johnson's still in there at running back. Kedrell Billingsley goes in motion. He gets it on the jet sweep. And Billingsley's wrestled down for a 3-yard gain.
Number 1, Kedrell Billingsley on the run. Tackle made by number 1,
Nick Thompson makes the tackle. Thompson has been just about everywhere defensively. Normally he's the top receiver for this Luers offense, but so far tonight the top guy has been Isaac Zay. He's had a number of targets. He's done a good job getting open in the passing game, and Zay also has the lone Luers touchdown. 2nd and 7 after the run play. Hoppert will look to throw here. Fires downfield, 1-on-1, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Cadell Wallace. Was looking for Kamari Juarez, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Number 20, Wallace. 3rd down, 7, Panthers.
A great play there by Cadell Wallace, and he was in good position to make that play. 3rd and 7 coming up for Snider. Clock is still running. That was an incomplete pass. We are not in a running clock situation. Well, there's the snap, and Hopper looks to throw to the sideline, has a man, and it's incomplete through the hands of Billingsley.
That pass is incomplete, and receiver number 1, Billingsley. And they make a 4th down and 7 for the Panthers.
The clock was running after an incomplete pass. It stopped right now at 1:09, but it was running after that incompletion on the pass broken up by Wallace that went to Juarez. The officials might be discussing just that right now. As the referee gets together with the 2 linesmen. Looks like he's explaining things to Kurt Tippmann over there on the sideline. Kurt Tippmann, in his 14th year as Snider's head coach, spent a number of years as defensive coordinator under Russ Isaacs before taking the head job. But either way, it is a punting situation as Juarez will go back in punt formation on 4th and 7. Well, they're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock, 1:11. That's a lot less than what ticked off the clock, I'll tell you that. High snap, Juarez angles it to the sideline, and that takes a Luers bounce, and it's down to the 39-yard line. It was down by Austin Ganaway. But Luers with pretty good field position. They've got 2 timeouts with 1:02 to go. At the very least, they could get in field goal range. And remember, Snider won the coin toss and elected to receive. So Luers is going to get the ball to start the second half. The Snider defense was able to step up and make a stop last time Luers had the football. What will happen here with 1:02 on the clock? Again, Luers still has 2 timeouts. They've got time to get down the field and at the very least get a field goal. It's a draw play to Jackson, and Snider's all over that one. Sounds like Lucas Rohrbacher was one of the first to get there.
Jackson, the ball carrier, lead tackler, number 24, Lucas Rohrbacher.
Get another look at that on our Traction AP replay just before this last play. It announced that it was Rohrbacher who made the tackle. We're right back to live action as right up the middle. Luers is going to get some yards back, but still be well short of the first down. I think that was a completion to Zay. Snider has a player down as looks like Tippmann goes right out to him. Well, we're going to come back in just a moment after this injury timeout here on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, Nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Well, the injured player is number 48, Anthony Hernandez. He just got up on his feet, and it looks like he's going to be helped to the sideline. Trainer for Snider is Lauren Waterman. Their team physician is Dr. Jeff Hartzell, and that might be who's helping him off the field right now. As Hernandez is walking, but with help and a lot of it. Meanwhile, this is a 3rd down and looks like 8. Luers is 2 for 2 on their 3rd down so far. Clock currently shows 21 seconds. Referee was signaling to have the play clock reset, and now they have reset it. The game clock is running. It's down to 15 seconds. And we'll see if Stansky takes the snap. The clock was running, and it's now stopped at 7 seconds. And it looks like it's going to be the end of the first half. So the first half comes to an end with Snider leading 17-3. But Bishop Luers can get right back in this game because they will get the football to start the second half. Snider won the toss and elected to receive, so Luers will receive the second half kickoff. But it's Snider with the 17-7 lead. They score on 3 consecutive drives to start the game. 2 touchdown passes for Luke Hoppert. They both go to Kamari Juarez. Luers gets their touchdown as Charlie Stansky connects with Isaac Zay. The only field goal belongs, of course, to Snider as Nick Talamontes hit a 27-yarder. That's the scoring, what's going on here at Snider. We just got the update here. Wayne's still leading Carroll 8-7. We checked on that one earlier. Here at Spooler Stadium, it's Snider leading Luers 17-7. We're back in just a moment here on this broadcast of high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with Jim Rat's basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the Edge program in November in addition to the club training he was doing because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels, we did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here.
Our football team haven't won a sectional title in 32 years.
There's no team better than us, and we just do our job.
Nobody really want to lose no more.
All you want is greatness. You want me 1, 2, 3?
This is the game that's been on my calendar all year.
We gonna need you. Staying disciplined.
We a whole different Northside team.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without
Snider with a 17-7 lead over Bishop Luers at halftime, but remember, Luers will get the ball to start the second half. Snider won the toss, and they did not defer. They elected to receive. So Luers gets the ball to start the second half and only down 2 scores. 1 touchdown or even a field goal could get them right back into this game. By the way, we have an update from an Indiana Tech hockey game. When we last checked, Indiana Tech was leading Midland 1-0, and they've since added to that lead. It's now 2-0 Indiana Tech. That's in the second period. A few more words from our sponsors before we go any further here on SummitCitySports.com.
Next up, we got Gaddy Mix.
Sioka Cleaning and Restoration provides top-notch commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. For more information, visit online.sf.edu. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it's game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. And today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
His mother, Amber Johnson, and brother, Miles Jackson.
A 17-7 lead for Snider at halftime. It's been a fairly balanced attack for the Panthers. Luke Haupert has been very efficient in the passing game. He's got 2 touchdown passes today, both of which have gone to Kamari Juarez. In fact, the game started with an 80-yard touchdown pass to Juarez. In fact, we'll go ahead and show that to you on our Traction AP replay. This was on the first play from scrimmage. It's going to go as an 80-yard touchdown pass, and Haupert, off the play action, did not waste any time. The protection was plenty good, and he's able to find Juarez, and Juarez does the rest. Juarez comes into this game as the leading receiver for Snider, and he takes that one 80 yards to the end zone. And not too long after that, later in the first quarter. In fact, this was actually on the next drive. This is a little more methodical drive, not a one-play drive, but it ended with Juarez finding the end zone. That time on a 5-yard touchdown pass from Luke Haupert. However, Luers got their touchdown pass from Charlie Stansky. He's able to find Isaac Zay. We'll give you a look at that right now. Zay able to get past the defender, Jason Pierre-Louis, and Zay is able to haul it in the back of the end zone. Great touch from Stansky. Stansky has been very accurate tonight. I believe he's only missed just a few of his passes. 3 of his passes he's not been able to complete, if I'm not mistaken. One of those was an interception by Brandon Logan. 2 of those were incompletions. But again, Luers gets the ball to start the second half because Snider elected to receive after winning the toss. So we'll see what happens when the second half starts. It's senior night here at Snider. The seniors from the football team, the cheerleading squad, the band, and I believe the dance team are all being recognized here at halftime, as Snider has a number of seniors to recognize. They put 20 minutes on the clock, largely because of all these senior night festivities that they got going on. 17-7, Snider with the lead over Luers. Another word from our good friends at Parkview Sports Medicine before we go any further.
And that's it.
At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We are the region's largest integrated sports medicine team, providing athletes specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injuries. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Snider on top, 17-7 at halftime over Bishop Luers. We've got about 9.5 minutes to go. It looks like the senior night festivities, or the senior recognition, I should say, is done. The band and the dance team are still out there on the field. Looks like they've got a little number that they're going to perform. And in the meantime, we will be back in just a moment and even update you on some of the games that have gone on, that are going on around Fort Wayne and surrounding towns. You are watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports and my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Area sports looked a lot different.
In football, he does a lot of sprinting and jumping, so preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels, we did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, SummitCitySports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Our football team haven't won a sectional title in 32 years.
There's no team better than us, and we just do our job.
Nobody really want to lose no more.
All you want is greatness. You want me 1, 2, 3?
This is the game that's been on my calendar all year.
We gonna need you. Staying disciplined.
We a whole different Northside team.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Well, we are still at halftime. They put some extra time back on the clock for warm-ups. In the meantime, we'll get another word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, specialized in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. Our experts coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities. To start your journey, visit us at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. And again, we do have a score of 17-7. Snider with the lead. Luers is going to get the football to start the second half and a chance to cut into this deficit and make it a one-score game. Back in a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
17-7. We're just about to start the third quarter, and of course the two teams will get their full complement of timeouts. So the clock is slowly but surely ticking down. The teams might get some extra time to warm up. They've already gotten the extra 3 minutes as Snider is still out there on the field, and again Luers gets the ball to start the second half. And now the referees are having the teams clear the field, as Snider will get their kicking team out there and Luers will get the kick return team out there. 2 touchdown passes for Luke Haupert in this game. 1 touchdown pass for Charlie Stansky. His touchdown pass went to Isaac Zay, and Haupert's TD passes both went in the direction of Kamari Juarez. And by the way, if you've been watching us on Facebook, we do apologize. We lost the Facebook feed. However, we are still on YouTube, and you can, of course, watch us as usual on SummitCitySports.com. As for those of you who want to see the rest of the game on Facebook, we will post the second half for you. Or we will post the game in full for you. Luckily, we did not have to stop the stream. We have kept the stream going, but the Facebook stream we don't have anymore, but we do have the game on YouTube, and we do still have the game on SummitCitySports.com. We'll have the full game for you on Facebook later this evening.
Kicking off, number 94, Bong Kong. Set deep return, number 1.
Back to return is Nick Thompson. And the second half is underway. Luers with a chance to make this a one-score game as Thompson takes it from across the 10. Thompson is trying to stutter the outside, gets away for the moment. He'll get it across the 25 and be ridden down right there. And Charlie Stansky has been very efficient in the passing game. If that continues, Luers could very well be within one score at the end of this drive and perhaps even in the lead at the end of the next drive. We'll have to see what happens when Snider possesses the ball, though, because Luke Hoppert's been effective in the passing game as well, and his running backs have been solid, particularly Langston Level. He's got the bulk of the carries. A series of running backs have gotten the carries so far tonight. For Luers, R.J. Hogue has gotten most of them. Gio Jimenez has gotten a couple, as has Mickey Daring. Stansky operating from the shotgun. He'll toss it to the outside. Daring looking to throw. Pressure in the backfield, and Daring's going to go down. I think that was Malone. It was Malone who was the first to get there.
Play number 3, Jimenez.
I beg your pardon, that was Jimenez who was looking to throw, but Max Malone was in on the tackle for Snider, and Austin Ganaway may have been there as well. Malone came out of that pile and stopped the trick play right in its tracks. Second and long as Stansky looks to throw here. He's pressured, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Noah Drew. Check that. Navion Warren, number 99, picks it off. I thought it was 59 at first, Noah Drew, but apparently it was 99, Navion Warren. We'll get another look at it here on our Traction AP replay as the Snider defense comes up with a huge turnover, their second pick of the game. Warren was tripped up right at the 10-yard line as he was smelling the end zone, but he's celebrating that, no doubt. Yeah, that does look like 99 coming out of there, not 59. Navion Warren coming up with a turnover. Second interception for this Snider defense. The other one belongs to Brandon Logan. Panthers line up in the I formation. Hopper to throw to the sideline. That is complete. Juarez stumbling close to the goal line. He's down inside the 1. He almost went down to the 5-yard line, but instead Juarez takes it for about a 9-yard gain. And it looks like they actually had him marked at the 11 on that last play. So it's been called a first down, first and goal at the 1. So Juarez did just enough to get the first down. Looks a lot like a wishbone package here on first and goal. 3 backs in the backfield, and it's Hoppert on the sneak. Can he get there? I don't think so. Luers stopped him on the first play, as Hopper tried to sneak it in, but Luers was able to stop him. Will Kelso came in as an extra back there, along with number 36, D'Al Capone Veazey, and number 9, Langston Level. It goes as no gain. Snider will stick with the same formation. And this time it's Level trying to leap over. He's in. Touchdown. Langston Level capitalizes off the turnover, and Snider adds to its lead. Navion Warren set it up with the interception, and then Level from a yard out is able to punch it in. Level, the leading rusher as far as yards per game and yards per carry go for Snider. And he's got the first rushing touchdown of the game. Nick Talamontes on for the PAT. The snap bounces, but the kick is good. It bounced right into the hands of Trevor Jarvis, but he's able to get the hold down, and Luke Hoppert is able to hit the field goal, the extra point rather, to make it 24-7. He does have a made field goal in this game. And while we have a chance, we will show you a couple of replays. Max Malone and the Snider defense were not fooled by a trick play. That's how Luers tried to start this drive. A little toss play to Gio Jimenez, and Jimenez chased down by Ganaway. Max Malone gets there as well. And it starts with a negative play. Then moments later, the Panthers get the interception. Navion Warren disrupts the screen. Just reaches out with that left hand and picks it off. And sets up Snider with a 1st and goal. That set up the touchdown. We'll show you that touchdown after the ensuing kickoff. 9:53 to go as Snider sets up the kickoff. Nick Thompson back to return another one. Now, Luers has been efficient in the passing game. Charlie Stansky has done a good job finding the open man, and if he can continue to do that, he might be able to get Luers back into this game. All the way into the end zone goes Jimenez. So the Knights will start from their own 20-yard line. Well, as we promised, here is the touchdown that Snider capped off the drive with. Luke Hoppert had been stopped on the previous play, but he hands this one off to Langston Level, and Level is able to leap over the goal line in for 6. And with that, the Panthers go up 24-0. And Luers is going to set up from their own 20-yard line. Four down linemen for Snider. They show a blitz. Handoff off the left side. And Snider's all over that one. Looked like Green was in on that tackle, along with number 47, Adam Blakey. Mickey Daring gets the carry for Luers. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 after the run play. Defenders shifting. That's number 44, Landon Fry, the linebacker, shifting over. He shows a blitz. Landon Fry's a sophomore and getting good minutes on the gridiron this year as Stansky rolls out, looks to throw, in trouble. He floats it to the sideline, and it's incomplete. I think that was Ganaway who was out there who had a chance at the pick, but it's 3rd and long. That would have been the 3rd interception of the game for this Snider defense. Snider switching their formation as Adam Blakey came off the field there. Check that. That's Max Malone who's there on the sideline. And now Gio Jimenez comes into the game as well for Luers. Play clock's down to 7. Blitz right up the middle. That's Green. But he went after the wrong guy. It was a handoff to Hogue, but Hogue is still going to be stopped at the 25-yard line. Well, Zion Green came unprotected on a blitz, but he bought the fake. And I said earlier, he's got a nose for the football, but it just goes to show you that those fakes can fool just about anybody, even a great linebacker like Zion Green. He got to the quarterback, but the quarterback didn't have the ball. It is, however, 4th down as the Panthers get the stop. And Roel Pineda will punt it away to Kamari Juarez. 24-7 in favor of Snider. Pineda angles the punt. It's returnable. Juarez lets it bounce. And he's just getting away from that thing. He's going to let Luers down at the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. 8:16 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Snider's first drive was the result of an interception by Navion Warren, the 6'1 senior defensive lineman. That was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Luke Hoppert. By Langston Level. Hoppert was stopped on a 1st and goal from the 1. But Hopper was not, or excuse me, Level was not. There I go again. Well, Buchanan's in the backfield this time at running back. He's going to line up behind Al Capone Veazey. Hoppert's under center. And he'll look to throw. Pressure. Dances away from it somehow, and now he's going to take off and run. And Hoppert is going to get the first down. Luke Hoppert eludes the pressure and moves the chains for Snider. I don't know how he dodged that sack. We'll get another look at this here real quick on the Traction AP replay. I think that was Thompson who was coming on the blitz, and Hoppert was able to just dance away from him. 1st and 10 from the 45, I formation look again. It's Veazey on the fullback dive, and he's up to about the 41.5-yard line, or the 40.5-yard line, I should say.
Tackle made by number 1, Nick Thompson.
Nick Thompson there on the tackle for Luers. Veazey will get a breather here. I think folks were nicknaming him the Bus early on in the season. Of course, he wears the same number that the Hall of Famer Jerome Bettis wore. Of course, his nickname was the Bus. Hopper rolling to his left, pressured. He gets it away, pass is caught. Down the sideline, Jordan Lee. Out of bounds inside the 10, marked out at about the 5.
Number 80, Jordan Lee on the catch from Hoppert.
Hoppert with another completion. He has been very efficient in the passing game. Thompson chased Lee out of bounds, but it's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
The goal Panthers.
Hoppert going to line up in the shotgun here. He throws the screen to Kedrell Billingsley. Billingsley turns it upfield, still on his feet. Dropped at about the 3, maybe the 2. Beasley nearly had himself a touchdown. That might have actually been a backward pass to Billingsley. Did I hear that there was a flag? Yeah, it looks like there is one lying at the 3-yard line. It's holding on Snider, so the play is going to come back. Just when it looked like it was 1st and goal, or 2nd and goal from the 2. It's likely going to be 1st and goal from way back at the 20. Perhaps even further. They are marking off from the spot of the foul. Not quite as far. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 14. Make that 1st and goal from the 14. One of the subs coming in the game for Snider is number 88, Jack Langus, a junior tight end. I believe that's Veazey still in the backfield, well, he's in the backfield as the fullback. Johnson's behind him. Hoppert floats it to the end zone. Touchdown!
That pass is complete to number 88, Jack Langus.
Jack Langus, who just checked into the game, hauls in the touchdown grab. The junior tight end makes his first catch of the game, and it's 30-7 Snider, 6:34 to go. Nick Talamontes will come on to kick the PAT. And we do have an update. Carroll has taken the lead over Wayne. It's 17-8. That game's at halftime. We've got 6:34 to go here at Spooler Stadium. Trevor Javins to hold. He gets it down, another bounce snap, but no trouble at all as Talamontes puts it through. 31-7. Well, the Snider defense has forced a turnover and then gotten a 3rd down stop here in the second half, and the offense has cashed in on that. Show you a couple of plays that Snider was able to make on this last drive. This was the play where Hopper just sidestepped Nick Thompson there in the backfield, and he turns it into a 1st down quarterback keeper. And then moments ago, Hoppert doing it with his arm. He's been doing it with his arm just about all night. Little play-action pass here as he finds the junior tight end, Jack Langus. Here's a look at it. Langus gets behind the defense, gets behind his fellow tight end, Lincoln Firks. And Lincoln's there to congratulate him for the touchdown. .6:34 on the clock here in the third quarter. Well, the second half started with things looking promising for Luers. They were only down 2 scores. They'd been moving the ball well. Charlie Stansky had been efficient in the passing game, only a few incompletions. But it starts with an interception. 2 plays into the half. A little reverse on the kickoff return to Robinson. And still on his feet, that's not Robinson, that's TJ Smith. And TJ Smith is able to get it out to about the 32, maybe the 33-yard line on the return.
Tackling on the play, number 13, Jake Tippman.
I'm going to say that Jake Tippman made the tackle. I'm not sure if that's any relation to head coach Kurt Tippman. It may very well be. There's a lot of Tippmans here in the Fort Wayne area, although most of them have gone to Bishop Dwenger. You think about Devin Tippman and TJ Tippman, who played on that state championship team in 2018. Toby Tippman is one of the running backs over at Dwenger nowadays. As for Kurt Tippman, he has won 10 sectional titles in his career at Snider. The snap gets away. Stansky had to fall on it on a fumbled exchange. As I was just mentioning, Kurt Tippman has 10 sectional championships plus 5 regional championships, and he got a state championship here at Snider in 2015. Snider and Dwenger actually shared a state championship that year. They're in different classes. They're in the same class now, and they'll play each other 2 weeks from now for their first sectional game. I believe that's sectional 12. Little draw play straight up the middle. I believe that's Hogue who got the carry. Tackle was made by Lucas Rohrbacher.
24, the ball carrier.
Check that, it was Zamarion Jackson who got the carry there. Got the announcement there. It was a Pride of Panthers who made the tackle. Well, Panthers technically are a type of mountain lion, if I'm not mistaken, and Pride is usually used to refer to a group of lions. As Stansky looks to throw, he gets some pressure, goes for the slant. It's complete to Zay, and Zay is dropped short of the 30-yard line, 4th and long, and interesting to see what Luers does here. I know it's still the third quarter, and it's going to be 4th and 16. Actually 4th and 14 by the looks of things. But with this being a 31-7 lead for Snider, you do wonder if Luers might consider going for it, but they're changing formation, and they're going to bring out the punt team. Kamari Juarez, one of the returners back, along with Kedrell Billingsley. Roel Pineda to punt it away. Snider brings pressure. It's a good punt. It sends both returners back, and it's Billingsley who makes the fair catch at the 39-yard line. So Snider will have good field position to start this drive. 31-7, they lead Luers in the third quarter. Ball's currently marked at the 39-yard line. Luke Haupert with 3 touchdown passes tonight. He has been incredibly efficient in the passing game. Now, Charlie Stansky was very efficient in the first half, but one of the black marks on his stat sheet right now is 2 interceptions. One by Brandon Logan and the other by Navion Warren. Panthers will line up in the pistol formation on the first play from scrimmage on this drive, and it's Haupert to throw. He's going to go deep to the sideline, and the pass is incomplete right through the hands of Jordan Lee.
That pass is incomplete. The receiver, number 80, Jordan Lee.
Going to be 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. This time the Panthers go with the I formation. It's Hopper to throw again. A quick hitter, Juarez, a change in direction, still fighting. He's going to go down about a yard, maybe 2 yards short of the first down. It is going to be a gain of 8, 3rd and 2 coming up.
Tackling on the play, number 14, TJ Smith.
3rd and 2 coming up for Snider. I think this might be the first 3rd down that they've faced in the second half so far. It's not the first one they faced in the game, though. Second drive of the game, the Panthers were 3 for 3 on 3rd down, and that ended in a touchdown pass to Kamari Juarez. Did they just draw him off sides? Luers moved. Did Snider move first? It's encroachment against the Knights. Apparently Snider did not move first. They'll get the first down via penalty.
First down for the 10 Panthers.
Moves the ball into Luers territory, and it's Johnson getting the call, and Johnson surging up to about the 40. DeJour Johnson.
Number 27, DeJour Johnson, the ball carrier.
A senior backup who's a solid runner nonetheless. Most of the carries this year have gone to Langston Level and Uriah Buchanan, but Johnson has proven to be a capable backup as we're coming up on 3 minutes to play in this third quarter. And Snider certainly content to keep running the ball, you would think, and allow time to tick off the clock. That's Kedrell Billingsley. Check that, it's Juarez who's in motion. Hopper trying to dance away, and his pass falls incomplete. Inadvertently kicked at the end of it by Jackson McCullough, who was in coverage. Third down and 2 coming up. Clock is stopped with 2:52 on the incompletion. Three wide receivers line up to the bottom of your screen. Juarez is one of them. Hopper fakes. Rolls to his right. Throws on the run and completes it. Kedrell Billingsley on the catch and run, and Snider has a first down.
That's enough for a Panther first down.
Ball's at the 32-yard line, 2:46 on the clock. Panthers will operate out of the pistol formation. I believe that's Level who's behind Hopper as he tries to redirect players all over the place. You had Ferk shifting from the right to the left. Hopper on the fake, throws downfield and has his man complete. Jordan Lee down to about the 10.
Tackling on the play, number 17.
Tackle made by Max Robinson for Luers.
Max Robinson. First and 10, Panthers, ball on the 11-yard line.
Snider's already had 2 straight scoring drives. One of them was set up by a Navion Warren interception, where he brought the ball back to the 11-yard line. That ended with Langston Level punching it in for 6. Level's in the backfield now here on first and goal from outside the 10. Level gets the call off the left side. He's in. Touchdown.
Touchdown, number 9,
Langston Level wins that foot race, and it is all Panthers here in the third quarter. 37-7 in favor of Snider. Langston Level, his second touchdown of the game, and we got 2:07 left to play. Well, I said you'd think Snider would be careful, or content rather, to tick some time off the clock, but they're going for the jugular here in the third quarter. Nick Talamontes for the PAT. Trevor Javins on to hold, and he's had to field a couple of skip snaps. Last 2 PATs that Snider has attempted. This one's right on the money, and so is the kick.
Extra point is good. That makes it Snider 38.
38-7. all Snider in the second half. It was looking like a ball game in the first half. Charlie Stansky had been very efficient, but Snider's defense has stepped it up. They've allowed a grand total of 7 points each of the last 3 weeks. Now, obviously, you'll look at the scoreboard tonight and you'll see they've allowed a grand total of 14 points in the last 4 weeks because of the 7 added tonight by Luers. But the third quarter has been all Snider. The defense has pitched a shutout. Panthers have outscored the Knights 21-0. They're about to kick it off to the Knights again. Homestead, meanwhile, is leading Southside 42-6. Zamarion Jackson is one of the deep men for Luers. 2:07 left to play in this third quarter. And it looks like Nelson's going to take it from the 5. Nelson looking for room off that right side. He turns it upfield and gets to the 25. Snider has outscored Luers 21-0 here in this second half, and momentum really started to change. You could argue that momentum started to change on the interception by Navion Warren, but you could also argue that momentum changed on that negative play that Max Malone and Austin Ganaway were able to force when Snider tried to go with a halfback pass. Beg your pardon, Luers tried to go for the halfback pass. Snider got the stop. I believe that's Coden McKenzie, who's in the game at quarterback now, and he'll look to hand it off on the first play. Straight up the middle goes Mickey Daring.
Tackle made by a Pride of Panther.
Come to think of it, that might still be Stansky, who's in the game at quarterback for Luers. It was actually Jackson who got the carry, not Daring. 2nd down and 7 coming up after the 3-yard run play. Handoff off the left side. That's Jackson. And Jackson picks up the first down and carries defenders with him. Took Jake Tipman for a ride there. It's a gain out to the 43-yard line. That's the first down this half for Bishop Luers, and that is Stansky who's still in the game, so Knights have not made the quarterback change. Cohen McKenzie is the backup, but sticking with the starter, Charlie Stansky, as we're inside the final minute of this this third quarter, rather. That is Mickey Daring on the carry, and Snider's all over him, flag down.
23 is the ball carrier.
Dante Sanders went tumbling over the pile there.
Flag on the play. Tackle made by number 41.
So that Max Malone made the tackle. That's Navion Warren coming off the field. It is holding against Luers. So they'll move the ball back to the 32-yard line. 50 seconds on the clock in this third quarter. Stansky out of the shotgun. He will fake the handoff, fires to the sideline, one-on-one, and Zay looked like he had the catch, but it's incomplete. On the coverage is Demarie Stevens, and he might have even gotten a hand on that football.
2nd down, long, nice.
Snider looking to finish the regular season at 8-1. They'd be second place in the SAC. Carroll was leading against Wayne when we last checked. They technically could still lose to Wayne. Wayne could come back and win that game, but it would not matter because Carroll defeated Snider earlier this season. They are the only team to beat Snider this year. 35 seconds on the clock as Stansky operates out of the gun. He looks to throw. Snider brings some pressure. Stansky throws, has a man, and it's intercepted. Lucas Rohrbacher. Third pick of the game for the Panthers. Lucas Rohrbacher, Navion Warren, and Brandon Logan have all intercepted passes from Charlie Stansky tonight. And Snider will take over in plus territory with 26 seconds left to go in this third quarter. A lot of the starters still out there, and now one of the backups comes in. That's Jack Langus. Had a touchdown catch earlier this game. That was Hoppert's third TD of the game. Hoppert will hand this one off to Uriah Buchanan, and Buchanan almost broke it. He was close to the first down. They'll give him 9 yards on the play, a good gain on first down, and that will likely be the final play of the third quarter.
Tackle by number 3, Jimenez.
Gio Jimenez with the tackle, and that is going to be the final play of the third quarter. Snider huddling, clock's down to 3. It's going to be 2nd and 1 when the fourth quarter starts. 38-7. The Panthers outscore the Knights 21-0 in the third quarter, and we will be back for the fourth on SummitCitySports.com.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
We begin the fourth quarter with Snider having a 2nd down and 1 at the Luers 35, a drive that was set up by an interception by Lucas Rohrbacher. The third interception of the game for this Snider defense as Kieron Billingsley goes in motion. He'll take it on the jet sweep, and that's a first down. And Billingsley slipping through tackles and gets down to the 20-yard line. He needed 1. He got probably 16, maybe 17. Slippery running there by Kieron Billingsley, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball is marked at the 19-yard line. Now, if Snider were to score on this next drive, it would be a running clock situation. They're currently up by 31. Game goes into a running clock if a team goes up by 35 or more in the second half as Hoppert is flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and it's incomplete.
That pass is incomplete.
Now, that is a situation where at this point the clock would still stop. 11:32 left on the clock as Hoppert, it was a rare incompletion. Hoppert has been very effective tonight. 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Kamari Juarez and 1 to Jack Langus, the junior tight end. Also give credit to this Snider defense. They pitched a shutout there in the third quarter. As well as Luers was moving the ball in the first half. They only held them to 7 points in that half. Buchanan gets the call, slips through tackles, and he's down close to the 10.
Buchanan, the ball carrier.
Looked like an 8-yard gain, maybe a 9-yard gain. And it's going to be 3rd and short. Cadell Wallace gets credit for that tackle.
Third down 1, Panthers.
Well, for Luers, this is their second trip here to Spooler Stadium. They came here to take on Northrop earlier this year. This is, of course, Northrop High School where we are playing, but Northrop and Snider share this field. Snider played host to Northrop just a couple of weeks ago. I formation again. Fake the handoff. Hoppert throws. It's caught. That's Veazey inside the 5. First and goal.
Number 36, Veazey from Hoppert. What a catch. First and goal, Panthers.
And it looked like Hoppert put some zip on that ball.
Tackling on the play, number 5.
The big fullback's able to haul it in. First and goal from the 2. And that's Kamari Juarez, who's walking gingerly to the sideline. Well, we certainly hope that this isn't anything serious. Juarez, the leading receiver for Snider this year. Little wishbone formation here for the Panthers, and it's Veazey with a walk-in touchdown.
Al Capone, Veazey, touchdown Panthers.
Al Capone Veazey, the fullback, punches it in for 6. And Snider has now got a 37-point lead. This game's going to go into a running clock situation, but is it going to come back? Shot block called against Luers, so it looks like it is going to come off the board.
That negates the touchdown. Shot block, Panthers.
Well, Veazey would have had his first touchdown of the game had that call not been made. 10:13 to go. So it will not be a running clock situation just yet.
15-yard penalty, first and goal for the Panthers.
Move the ball back to the 16-yard line.
From the nice 17-yard
First
line.
and goal from the 2 turns into first and goal from the 16. Looks like Veazey and Buchanan in the backfield for Snider now. Veazey gets another handoff straight up the middle, all the way back down to the 2. He gets back all the yardage lost on the penalty. As Snider starts to ride the fullback here in the red zone. Well, that's Juarez who's walking off the field, but good news is he was able to stay in the game. Veazey again, and he's in. Touchdown. And that will be Veazey's first touchdown of the game. 44-7 in favor of Snider. And I do not see any flags on the field. Clock is currently running. It will stop after the extra point is kicked. Nick Talamontes on for the PAT. They get it down, and the kick is good.
Extra point is good.
45-7. Snider has outscored Luers 45-7.
Get off those cell phones and text Mom and Dad for a ride home. Once again.
Well, we thought that Veazey had the touchdown not too long ago. He just walked it in for 6. Look at that replay. This was the first touchdown, the one that we thought was good. Veazey just walked this one in. That was easy, but unfortunately a chop block was called. So the touchdown came off the board. However, Veazey got another chance 2 plays later. Actually, the next play went to Veazey. He got 14 yards. This time, he got a 2-yard touchdown. Veazey, a solid runner at the fullback position. He's able to punch that one in for 6. Our replays, as always, brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Clock is stopped at 9:11 to go. It will start again on the kickoff and continue to run. Again, Snider has a 38-point lead over Luers. And with that, we go to a running clock situation in Indiana high school football. That's a rule that was implemented back in 2019. Fairly short kickoff. It's returnable, but Luers has to pick that one up. They do. I believe that's Wallace on the return, and he's thrust down. Forward progress is going to get him the 17, maybe the 18-yard line.
First and 10 from their own.
It's actually Mickey Daring on the return.
18-yard line. Correction, 17-yard line.
Luers takes on Prairie Heights next week in the first round of sectionals. Snider will have a first-round bye, and then they'll take on Bishop Dwenger, who, of course, also has the first-round bye. And this might be Cohen McKenzie in a quarterback for Luers. We'll have to check and see when we get a clearer look at it. Jarrell Thomas gets the handoff for Luers, and he's able to get out across the 20.
Number 25, Thomas, the ball carrier.
3 touchdown passes, 3 rushing touchdowns for Snider today. Coming off the field for the Panthers is Levi Overholser, junior defensive back. Their defensive back is Dante Sanders. I almost said 26, but that's one of the numbers here at Snider that has been retired. Looks like they've retired 3 numbers. More on that in just a moment. Thomas again. He's up to the 30.
25 is the ball carrier.
Now, who might have worn number 26 here at Snider that had that jersey retired? It is none other than Rod Woodson, NFL Hall of Fame defensive back. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens. I believe also played for the then Oakland Raiders. A number of other teams. Woodson hosted a camp here at Snider this past summer. I got to go there and witness some of that camp myself. In fact, you can watch more about that on our website, or on our YouTube page and on our website, SummitCitySports.com. McKenzie going to be dropped. Sacked on the play by James Sims. Snider's defense does not have a lot of sacks this season. I believe the leading pass rusher on the year is Lucas Rohrbacher. In the past, they've had plenty of good pass rushers. You think about Janini Belizaire back in the 2018 and 2019 seasons. Markel Keel was a top-notch pass rusher just a year ago. McKenzie in trouble. He's going to go down again. Back at about the 20. Trying to see who got in there and got to him. I think that was Sims again. Same guy who got the last sack.
Sack number 50, James Sims.
Back-to-back sacks for James Sims. You heard that maybe Isaac Cruz was also involved in that. 3rd and long for the Knights. McKenzie operating out of the shotgun. It's a junior backup quarterback. Just a couple of years ago, Luers won only 1 regular season game, but made it all the way to the state championship. Pressure again, and they get to him again. Snider brought a whole bunch of pressure there. Isaac Cruz was in on the pressure. James Sims apparently got pressure again. Well, by the sound of things, James Smith has got himself a sack hat trick.
Initiate that conversation with your parents. Ask for a ride home. Tell them to get out to the stadium. Kick you up.
Kedrell Billingsley and Kamari Juarez are back to return this punt with less than 5 minutes to go. Billingsley backpedaling. It's over his head. He touched it. He's got to pick that up, and he does. He's running it backwards. Now he'll change direction. Billingsley taking it to the sideline, and he will go out of bounds across the 40.
Number 1, Billingsley refers to the punt. He steps out of bounds at 43-yard line for the Panthers.
Panthers are going to have good field position, and the clock does stop here on the change of possession. 4:24 left to go, but Snider is going to win this game and get to 8-1 on the regular season. See if we can get an update from one of our other games going on. And, well, Northside has broken it open against Concordia. They're up 41-14. Also a big Northeast 8 conference game between Norwell and Columbia City. We'll check on that in just a moment. Handoff off the right side. DeJour Johnson down the sideline, tripped up at the 21. Big run by DeJour Johnson, and he almost took it to the house.
First and 10 Panthers, ball on the 9-21-yard line.
Big time run by Johnson. He's a senior backup running back who has been very productive when he's touched the ball. I believe he's got over 7 yards per carry this season. I believe that's Billingsley in at quarterback. Here's Johnson on the handoff again. Quick on the carry, and he's got a good gain. Looks like he's inside the 15-yard line.
Over 8 yards on the play. Second down and about a yard and a half for the Panthers.
Trying to get a look at who's in at quarterback. Kieron Billingsley was in at quarterback earlier in this game. I'm not sure if that was him who is in again now. I think that's 14. Well, 14 would be Ethan Pierre Lewis. Off the left side, Johnson toward the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. DeJour Johnson scores. Fourth rushing touchdown of the game for Snider. Langston Level's got 2 rushing touchdowns. Dial Capone Vesey and DeJour Johnson each have a rushing TD. And it's 51-7. Snider has broken it well open. It was 17-7 at halftime. Luers was well in this game. And they got the ball to start the second half, but their opening drive started with an interception by Navion Warren. It actually started with a negative play right before that, forced by Austin Ganaway and Max Malone. That set Luers behind the sticks, and the Knights were not able to recover after Warren's interception. Langston Level, a few plays later, took one in for 6 from a yard out. And he's got 2 touchdowns in this game. And Snider is on their way to an 8-1 regular season finish. They'll be off next week as they prepare for Bishop Dwenger. A game that's set to take place 2 weeks from now. Snider defeated Dwenger 28-0 just a week ago. That was on the road. Now, last year, Snider and Dwenger ended up playing twice. Snider hosted Dwenger here at Spooler and got the win in the regular season. Then they went to Dwenger in the postseason, and the Saints won that one. That regular season win for Snider came after the Saints had won back-to-back regular season games against the Panthers. But, of course, the Saints got the last laugh in the postseason. Angle to the sideline. It's taken from the 12. Dancing toward the inside. It might have been Jalen White, number 15, on the return for Bishop Luers. The clock is going to run down to minute 42 on it right now, and again, the clock's still running. Snider's going to go to 8-1. It's interesting, couldn't help but notice one of the players, that quarterback actually for Snider might have been Aaron Vance, number 19. Right above him on the roster is number 18, Nathaniel Ruffin. Not sure if that name sounds familiar to you. That was one of the characters in the movie We Are Marshall, obviously a different person. But one of the players who was not part of the plane crash at the beginning of that film was Nate Ruffin. Not sure if his name was actually Nathaniel or just Nathan. But Nate Ruffin was one of the captains of the Marshall defense. That film, of course, was based on a true story. Second down and 10 after the run play just a moment ago. And this will probably be the final play of the game. 35 seconds on the clock. Cohen McKenzie out of the shotgun. He'll hand it off straight up the middle. That handoff went to number 21, Evan Mitchell. That's probably going to be the last play of the game. Snider will go to 8-1. Luers will fall to 4-5. This will be their first road loss of the season. They'll play Prairie Heights next week in the first round of sectionals, and Snider will get a bye week before they take on Bishop Dwenger in their first sectional game. Dwenger also gets a bye week. Snider going to finish second place in the Summit Athletic Conference with a win tonight. 8-1 is their regular season record. They just got the announcement that that sectional game against Dwenger will be at Bishop Dwenger at Shields Field, so it'll be the second trip this year for Snider to Shields Field, this time for sectionals, and they'll try to make it 2-0 against the Saints, but the Saints looking for revenge as the Panthers get ready to go there for the second time this year. We'll wait for that matchup. It's 2 weeks away. In the meantime, Snider finishes the regular season 8-1. Great season for the Snider Panthers. A whole host of running backs getting the job done. You know that Snider likes to run the football, and they've run the ball effectively this year with Langston Level, DeJour Johnson, Uriah Buchanan, Dial Capone, Veazey. Those guys all got involved in the running game tonight. Luke Hoppert was especially effective tonight in the passing game. He throws 3 touchdown passes. Was effective early on. His first play from scrimmage went for a touchdown pass. And speaking of Luke Hoppert, we're going to announce our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game, and it is none other than Luke Hoppert. 3 touchdown passes in the game, an incredibly effective performance tonight for the third-year starting senior quarterback. Luke Hoppert, our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game. It's the younger brother of Michael Hoppert, who played here at Snider several years ago and later went on to play at Indiana State. But Luke Hoppert tonight with a special performance, and the Panthers with a special 52-7 win over Bishop Luers. They finished the regular season undefeated at home. 8-1 overall, their only loss coming at Carroll. That's going to do it from here at Spooler Stadium. Just a quick update before we go, though. Norwell is leading Columbia City 24-19, a battle for first place in the Northeast 8. And now that will do it. For my cameraman, Kanan Bodley, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Spooler Stadium. The Snider Panthers win 52-7. You've been watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.